Good Saturday morning. It's time for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker Show. I'm all shaved up. Yep, all cleaned up. And I went out to thrift store this week. And we went to J&B's Vinyl up in Lenoir, North Carolina. And I picked up a few CDs up there. And I had a couple of CDs come in the mail. So I'm going to show you all this first. I'm going to get back to business. Last month I've been all over the place with all kinds of videos about this, that, and everything else. I'm going to get back to showing you some records, and then second part of the show, I'm going to take you over to the Progbin. We're going to go through A through C. That's right, we're going to do A through C. Then next week we'll continue on, and we'll go all the way through. And then we might hit some of the second tier bands at the end. But these are the top tier bands. And when we go through this, you're going to see that there's a few bands that aren't missing in through here. And they're going to be in the second tier, or the ones that couldn't fit in the bin, kind of, so to speak, where I wanted to get in some other stuff. Soon, I'm going to be collecting all my jazz fusion and putting it all into a separate shelf in here, my jazz fusion collection. Then at that time, I'm going to have I guess my number one show of all time is my jazz, the top 25 jazz fusion records. So I'm going to update that once I get the purge, not a purge, but when I get to grab all the stuff out of the library and bring it in here and put it up in here. And that way I can play them more. Because when they're not near you, you don't play them. That's what I kind of looking at. So let's get into the first part of the show. And then I'm going to take you over to the Progbin. And we're going to go through the first bin, not the whole bin, but A through C. We're going to do A through C. So we stopped off at the Goodwill. I haven't been to Goodwill in some time. And I walked in there and I had to use the potty. So I went in to use the potty and the fan was making all kinds of noise. So I told one of the workers there, he said full-time worker. I said, that sucker's going to catch on fire. You better make sure you get somebody on that, because it was making a racket. The bearings were shot in that fan up in the bathroom. So I don't know if they ever did, but I went through the records and CDs pretty quick and got out of there, because that was an accident ready to happen. So the first thing I noticed when I got in there was this here. And being the Navy man that I am, I found the Sand Pebbles. That's right. Fantastic movie and record. I guess the soundtrack's excellent too. I cleaned it in the Humming Guru. It was plenty dirty. And this movie was Steve McQueen and Richard Attenborough, Candice Bergen. And it's a great Navy movie about him being overseas. Not that I would know anything about that. I seen this there too. And I looked at it and it was really clean. And this is something you don't see clean too often. You don't see this record clean too often. And that's Neil Diamond, Hot August Night. It's a fantastically clean copy. I'm probably going to put it in my store because I already have a nice clean copy. But I wouldn't normally pick up Neil Diamond. It doesn't usually sell too good. But I picked it up. Nice and clean. Had this come in the mail, and I noticed that some people have been getting this in. So I looked up on Amazon, and it was pretty cheap. Jimmy Page went ahead and remastered and produced it. It's Led Zeppelin Live EP. This thing sounds fantastic. It sounds really good. It's got 4 or 5 songs on here. It's got In My Time of Dying, Trampled Underfoot, Sick Again, and Kashmir. My AC just kicked on, so hopefully this won't interfere with the sound. Steve Hackett, the Circus and the Night Whale. I didn't get this last year. I need to give it. I gave it some more listens. I streamed it a bunch. And then I saw it in Amazon where it was like $10 or something. They're trying to give them away. So I went ahead and picked it up, and I'm going to give it a listen here. Just a few minutes. Soon as I get done making this video, I'm going to give it a listen. Legendary guitarist celebrates over 50 years of music with his new conceptual studio album. Steve Hackett. That's right. This is the banger of the week. The banger of the week. This one here I went ahead and bid on eBay. And I didn't think I'd get it. And I think I only paid like $12 for it. And they said it was in really good shape. So it's a white label promo. Yes, it sure is. And it's ELP's first album with the hype sticker and the promo sticker on there. Just wonderful. And it sounds incredible. Yeah, I'm glad to have it. Now I want to try to find their other albums in white label promo. Yeah, now my dog's going to bark. It's just everything's just happening. Everything's happening here. Okay, here's the CDs that I picked up at the J&B's Vinyl and more. Peter Gabriel, Shaking the Tree. Now this is not on a vinyl, so this you have to pick it up on CD. Yep. Some of these you just have to get. I thought this would be cool to get Quadrophenia on CDs. That way I can listen to it all the way through. But when I got it home, I ended up only getting part 2. I guess it was a 2-pack at one time. So I didn't get that one. I only got the 1. So one day maybe I'll go back up there in Lenore and look and see if I can find the other one. Gives me a chance to go back up there and root around through his CDs. He's got a bunch of them up there. And I think he gets like $3 to $5 a piece. Deep Purple, made in Japan, the remastered edition. Now this ought to be really good on CD. Yeah, it should. All the way through. That way you can listen to... I think CDs are good for live music. Or albums that have like 2 discs to them. That way you ain't got to flip it 4 times. And if you turn your back, you don't know if it's an album or a CD. Unless you got a real expensive stereo, I would imagine. Bee Gees, One Night Only. And I love the Bee Gees. And this one here used to make me cry when they have Andy up on there. And they bring Andy out on the screen and stuff. And oh my gosh. I love the Bee Gees, always have. I remember Cucumber Castle was an album that I had when I was just a wee little kid, a wee kid. You know, I forget what the old goat calls himself, a wee child or something like that. But it was like when I was about 10. It was like one of the first albums I ever bought. That one. I had Emmett Rhodes' first album. I had the Bee Gees. I had Cucumber Castle. I had Rolling Stones, Get Your Ya-Ya's Out. Keith Emerson, Live with the Nice. I remember having that one. Those were like one of the top 5 albums I had when I was like in high school and stuff, or maybe junior high, most likely junior high, because junior high would have been what, I don't know, 70, 71, 70, 72, around there. This is a fantastic record here. This is not this week's records, but The Scarcity of Miracles. This is a King Crimson project. And if you love King Crimson, you're going to want to pick this one up. It's got Jacko, I can't say his name, Jakawatawa, Fripp and Collins, and Levin and Harrison. Not George Harrison. I got these 2 in the mail. Blackfield 2. Of course, that's Stephen Wilson's band that he did with, what's that guy's name? He's a Jewish fella, Avi Geffen. And they made about 6 records. Well, he made 6 records, not Stephen. Stephen only was on the first 2, as far as I know. He might have did a song here and a song there later on. But the first 2 albums are the ones you want. And if you love Stephen Wilson, then you're going to want the first 2 Blackfield albums. And they're pretty cheap on CD, but they're pretty pricey on vinyl. This is the last one I'm going to show you. This is Mike Pinder. Mike Pinder from Moody Blues. He left a long time ago. He has since passed away. And he signed this disc. And this he says 2 Borders, number 71. So maybe he signed a bunch of records or CDs for, I think Borders is a music and CD store, or at least it used to be, Among the Stars. And I found this on eBay. I think I paid a whole $5 with shipping. And the album's actually, it's pretty lame, actually. It's not that great. You know, it's like a one and done, I think, on that one. But I do have Mike's autograph on there, so that's nice to have. And that's all I got on the first part. Stay tuned. We're going to the Progbin here in just a second. It's going to be a few minutes for me, but for you, it's going to be just a few seconds. We're at the Progbin. Here we go. On the first row, A through C. And our Zatchel is Young Crater on the Moon. No, actually, it is an album. It was formed in 1968. The name of the band was Uriel. And with Steve Hillage and Dave Stewart, one album under the name Our Zatchel in 1969. And this is a progressive rock fusion album. It's very good. It's real spacey. It's out there, let me tell you. If you love that type of music, psychedelic music, then you're going to love this one here, Our Zatchel. I'm going to pull these out as I go. That way there. It's going to take a few minutes. The next band is Banco. Banco del Mutuo Soccorso. Italian band in the 70s. Frontman is Francisco Di Giacomo, passed in 2014. Here are the albums. Here's their first album. I don't have Darwin. That is the one I'm missing. El Sono Nato Libero. Here is the American Banco on Manic Tour. Here as In a Last Supper. Banco. This is the Italian. Come negli ultimi cena, which is in the Last Supper. Garfano Rosso. Banco del Mutuo Soccorso. Canto di Primavera, Banco. My favorite album by Banco. Excellent prog music. If you love PFM, then you would love Banco. Here's Banco here. This is Di Terra. Here is Capolinia. That's a live album. And here is Ivea, Banco. Next band is Beggars Opera. Beggars Opera is a Scottish prog band formed in Glasgow in 1969. Kind of reminds me of Nectar. Here's Act 1, their first album. Waters of Change. And Beggars Opera. And this album is called, what is this one called? Pathfinder. Sorry about that. It wasn't on the front. Next one is Camel. English prog band formed in 1971 in Surrey. They released 14 studio albums. Pete Barton, their keyboard player, died in 2002. Here's the first album, Camel. Here's Mirage. Here's the American cover. Here's the Snow Goose. Here's Mood Madness. This is the US. Here's Mood Madness, the UK. Rain Dances. Breathless. A live record, which they've remastered and redone. I Can See Your House from there. DJ Not For Sale promo. Chameleon, The Best of Camel. Nude. Camel, Single Factor. Stationary Traveler. Cloak and Dagger Man from Stationary Traveler, 12-inch EP. Pressure Points, Camel, live in concert. Camel, The Collection. Okay, we're up to Caravan. Caravan, English rock band, formed in 1968. Never achieved great commercial success. Big part of the Canterbury scene. Caravan's first album. I'm not going to try to turn it around again. If I could do it, I'd do it again all over you. In the Land of the Gray and the Pink. Waterloo Lily. Plump in the Night. A New Symphona. Cunning Stunts. Blind Dog at St. Dustin's. And Caravan, the album. Colosseum is the next band. English jazz rock mixing prog music between 75 and 78. Part 2, they emerged as Colosseum 2 with John Heisman. Valentine Suite. Grass is Greener, which is the American, one's the English. Daughters of Time. Those who are about to die salute you. Colosseum Live. Colosseum, another EP live. John Heisman's solo album, Night in the Sun. Tempest, which is the Colosseum project with Alan Holdsworth. Colosseum 2, Strange New Flesh. Electric Savage. And the final, War Dance, with you see Gary Moore on there, John Arey. Oh, that is some fantastic fusion jazz. Variations, Andrew Lloyd Webber. And this is a album that is a Colosseum album as well. We're going to go to Curved Air, and where we're going to stop. English prog band formed in 1970. Mix of prog, folk, fusion with classical elements. They released 8 albums. Air Conditioning. Second album. Air Cut. Curved Air. Live. Phantasmagoria. Best of Curved Air. Little sneak peek of what we're going to be getting into, the D's. The next will be D through G. That's all I got. And that's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed the first prog band, the first A through C. I kind of muffed it up there at the beginning. I'll try to do better next time. Hope you have a great rest of your Saturday or Sunday and rest of the weekend. I'm going to be hitting the road soon. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing some videos from the road. North Carolina vinyl picker. I'll be back. Support those troops. I'll be seeing you soon. And bye for now. I'll see you on Wednesday.